Vince, so you came through salescourse.io. Would love to kind of just get your full, honest take on what the experience was like and just kind of what that has done for you so far. So let's start off with the first question of, did you enjoy coming through the sales course program?
Yeah, I did. I've done a number of different programs, to name a couple very popular ones, seventh level. I've gone through a number of other sales trainings as well, but sales course was really the first one where, with some actual outside help, that was included. I was able to actually bounce ideas off somebody, like my comments weren't lost in a long thread. I could actually, give ideas to Alfred at the time. I know we were going to have different trainers in there now, but and he could actually walk me through different strategies, different rebuttals I had to do, different role plays. So yeah, I think that was the biggest thing. Like obviously the content's great, and is very valuable. Not like anything you'll see really anywhere else, but it's really the ability to have access to somebody that's sold over 8 figures and sold an agency, was super helpful.
Yeah, amazing. I love it. I love it. Yeah, so sounds like the daily calls with Alfred were of the most value to you. That's where you saw the most help, probably got the most feedback on, just kind of where you learn the most, I should say, right?
Yeah, 100%. I've read so many books. I use Audible every day. I listen to sales podcasts, all that stuff. But at the end of the day, if you think about like when you're in university and you study for a test, you write a test for an hour and you study for it for a week. So the amount of information you can actually retain just from reading books and listening constantly, I'm sure it's high, but the real where I like to say, the rubber meets the road is when you actually put it into practice. So role playing, actually speaking those things out loud, not just reading books and then, trying it on a call. Because the other thing is I would read all these books and podcasts and then I'd want to learn. But the only way you learn in sales is by studying your own calls. But I don't want to use my own calls as a training ground because that's where I need to make money. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like I didn't want to go through a call and just watch the recording, and waste, 8 to 12 calls that I could be making money. So yeah, it was super helpful.
Love it, love it. Now, thankfully, we were able to bring you uh, into the Webley organization. How do you feel that everything you learned has applied to this role so far?
Yeah, well, it was interesting because obviously coming into Webley, having worked with Alfred and been on some of those calls, obviously the transition was very smooth. I sort of knew who he was and knew what kind of an organization he would be running. So it's fairly smooth. I never really had like a really solid position before. So being somewhere, where the standards are very high, the opportunity to make money is really only as, there's no ceiling. The only limit is really your skill set, which, the sales course is great for because you can always go back to. But yeah, the transition was great. And it's hard in the high ticket space to find an offer or a position within a company that's actually legitimate, that, does a couple of things like pay on time, like cares about your growth. You're not just a warm body in a seat. The Webley's actually, vested in your future because if we have people at Webley that are, doing well and have a high skill set and are A players, we know that, the company's only going to grow. So transition was very smooth and very happy for where I'm at.
Love it, love it. Well, Vince, really appreciate the feedback on Sales Course. Super pumped to have you part of the team. Hopefully, you would recommend it to everybody. And just so you know, this will be
Absolutely.
going up into the internet, so hopefully, a lot of people will be seeing it. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely. 100%. Thanks, Keith.